Hello everybody. Today we are going to do something kind of fun, but it is a little bit on the messy side, and we are going to talk about the principle of design called variety. And we're going to do some acrylic painting, but it's not going to be your typical acrylic painting. We're going to do some yarn painting. And it is very cool. However, it is very, very messy. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is set up your page so it says variety and acrylic painting in some kind of font at defont.com. And then I'm going to give all of you some black acrylic paint, and you are going to paint the entire left side of your page, of your 2-page spread. Okay, we're gonna have a little bit of a variety with black and a little bit of variety with the white. That's why we're doing that. We're gonna stick to the 3 primary colors. Hang on. Woohoo! Moving the camera. I want to make sure that I have everything in here completely covered so that I am not getting paint all over the universe, because we do need to pool our yarn. So there we go. All right. Mrs. G is going to put some gloves on because, like I said, this is super messy and I don't want to get it all over the universe. So I'm going to put on my handy dandy nitrile gloves because I'm allergic to latex. So fun fact about that for all of you. And then I am going to fill these 3 little cupcake liners with acrylic paint. We're only going to use the primary colors, so red, yellow, and blue. And I am going to fill these bad boys up super fast. We're not going to use white, obviously, because our paper is white, and I'm only going to put a little bit on because I need to really saturate my yarn. And here's my yellow. Ooh, that came out gross. And then I need to get out some blue. There we go. Oh, I might not have enough. Well, for all intents purposes, that's going to do. So I might as well start with blue. And I'm going to take my yarn and I am going to soak it like this in my paint, because you want to make sure that the paint gets all over your yarn. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of swirl it like that. Okay? So let me do this. Make sure that it's good. Okay. Now I'm going to take another piece of yarn, and I think I need some more blue. And I am going to make sure that I have a ton of paint on here. Ideally, you will have more paint on here. Let's get some more in here. My blue is not working out so well. Hang tight, and I will be back after I get some more blue paint. Okay, I'm back, and I got some more blue paint, and I really saturated my yarn. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna do that because I don't want it to get on my on my camera. Okay, so now let's go. Actually, I'm going to take off my gloves and I'm going to go to the next color. It's probably best if we kind of soup up the paint a little bit more. It might not turn out as well as I am hoping it will be, but you know, trial and error, right? We're trying new things. Okay, so let's get another pair of gloves and let's do yellow. Now, ideally you can pull them apart together, all 3 yarns, but I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. So let's throw a piece in here and kind of mix it up. I'll probably need to put the paint in bigger containers so that it's nice and soupy like this. And then all of you can just pull the yarn so that there's a lot of paint on here. Right, so okay, there's one yellow. I guess the objective is to make sure that we have a lot of yellow. So ideally, there's going to be a whole bucket of this, and you're going to drop in the yarn. I was trying to conserve paint in a very nice way, but it didn't work out very well. So you would kind of want it like this. So it's like dripping in the paint. So let me do that. That doesn't look very nice. All right, so now I'm gonna take off these just because Mrs. G is trying to conserve the paint. And then we're gonna do red, and then we're gonna pull. So when, like I said, when you guys do this, there'll be a nice little bucket per table of all 3 colors and enough yarn for all of you to do this together. And I'm trying this out now so I don't make mistakes when I have you guys in class. So here's our last color. This red looks disgusting, but I'm gonna make it nice and soupy. Nice and soupy, soupy, soupy. So you need to make sure that you have an awful lot of paint on there. Okay. Yeah. And let's lay this like that. Okay, there's one. Now I'm gonna get some more red, and I'm gonna soak my last piece of yarn. The blue is the only one that may not turn out very well because the red and the yellow have an awful lot of paint on them. So you need to have a lot of paint like this. I know that it looks disgusting. Kind of looks like spaghetti. There you go. Okay, so let's just say that this is our design, all right? And I am going to just kind of wipe a little, looks like a crime scene. I'm just going to wipe up a little bit of my mess, and then we're going to pull the yarn. So ideally when you pull the yarn, you would be pulling them, all 3 of them at the same time, but you don't have to do that. You can pull them one at a time. So I think I'm going to start with the red here. Then when you pull it, it should make a really cool design like that. So now I'm going to pull my yellow. And the more paint you have, the more the design will look. Mrs. G was kind of, oh, the blue turned out better than I thought. Okay, cool. I was very concerned that it wouldn't look like that, but if you put the yarn together and you pull all three of them together, let me try that. I did this one separately. Let's do this one together. I'm going to pull all three of them together and see what happens. Well, there you go. I think the trick is to make sure that you have a lot of paint, and you can pull them together or you can pull them apart. But that is variety with yarn painting. You can also do this with beads. You can do this with anything in the house. I think the goal is to make sure that we have plenty of paint. We will not be using the cupcake liners as they are not sturdy or strong enough. I will make sure that we have enough cups for all the tables so that you can just pull the yarn. But there you go. That is variety and acrylic painting. When you are finished, and after this dries, so the very next class period, make sure that you take a picture and submit this for your classroom grade, and then obviously go and wash your hands.